Hey brothers and sisters, this is Cliff again, and I'm going to talk to you about a little bit more about the guilt of sin. And you got to realize that there's no guilt if you have no knowledge or no ability. And that's where the doctrine of inability is so noxious, because it takes away sinner's guilt and puts it on God, you see. But those two things are required, and plus it has to be a willful transgression of the law. Paul even says in Romans 4:15, because the law works wrath, and where no law is, there is no transgression. So if you don't know something's wrong, and then God does not hold you accountable for it. But actually, Jesus said, "Woe to the scribes and Pharisees" in Matthew 23:14, and because they were doing all this religious stuff and making long prayers and charging widows a lot of money for these funeral things that are going on. And they were fakes, and he says, because of that you shall receive the greater damnation. So there's greater guilt and the greater penalty for those who willfully sin against divine light. And he said to the Pharisees also in John 9:41, he said, Jesus said unto them, if you were blind, you should have no sin, but now you say, we see, therefore your sin remains. So you see there again the guilt concept. Guilt is not ascribed when you don't have knowledge or ability. But the problem is when you go to church and you gain more knowledge, and because you go to church, you're hearing the scriptures being preached and stuff like that, you're accountable to what you know. And if you don't do it, then you become guilty. And so it actually harms a lot of people that are worldly and that are not obeying Jesus. Going to church makes you more guilty. And so people don't realize that. Having received the gospel and the knowledge of Jesus Christ and all his wonderful things that he's done for us, that if you continue in sin, your guilt will be much greater, and there will also be a greater condemnation for you because you know better. Whereas the sinners and unbelievers in the world, they don't know better. They don't have that knowledge, you see. So that's very important that you walk in obedience to what you know. God bless you.